So, but first, let's see what is a Prashna Kundli. So far, we have been creating charts. So for the chart, we already discussed, you need date of birth, time of birth, and place of birth. What if the client has no, none of these details available? Maybe he or she is asking for somebody else and they don't have their chart. So in such cases, you go for what is referred to as a Prashna Kundli. Now, there are certain rules that you will follow when it is a Prashna Kundli. The first and foremost thing is Prashna Kundli is created based on where the astrologer is based. Okay, so even if you receive it online, let's assume you're in Mumbai, but somebody from Delhi has sent you the message to find out about something. You will always create Prashna Kundli based on where you are. Like I am here in Dubai. Okay, so if somebody were to walk in to my office now and say, let's say, can I get married this year? For example, this is the question. So I can just put that as the client name, doesn't matter because this is a field where you can put in any kind of information. And then what I do is I just leave the time as it is. If you want it up to the second, you can always click on now and make sure that you select your place, wherever you are based, not from where the client is asking you. So this is my Prashna Kundli. Whatever chart gets created now is my Prashna Kundli. So there are a couple of things that you need to remember. Like, for instance, why do we need a Prashna Kundli? Point number one, I told you, the person may not have the birth details. So he or she is just asking you a question. So in that case, you can go for a Prashna Kundli, or the person may say, probably there is, plus or minus half an hour, 1 hour, because some people may call up and tell you it is anywhere, birth time is anywhere between 2 to 4 p.m. Now you can't keep checking each and everything. So what do? You just put a Prashna Kundli for that question and you answer. It will be accurate. You don't have to worry about, whether this Prashna Kundli will be correct or not. It will be accurate. As long as, meaning the condition is, the person should have a genuine question. Otherwise, none of it matters. Everything will be incorrect. So if the person is, he or she wants to know the answer, then Prashna Kundli will give you the perfect answer, 100%. Then the second requirement why you might go for Prashna Kundli is if you are doing Vastu related consultancy, for example, and you go to a place, you go to a house, or you go to a factory, doesn't matter where you go. Especially you will encounter problems if there are multiple partners. If it is a business office, for example, and there are 2-3 partners, now it is very difficult to check everybody's chart and then decide if some correction has to be made. Instead, what you will do is when you enter that place, when you enter that location, house or office or factory, whatever, you will create a Prashna Kundli, so that it is Prashna for that unit as a whole, not as an individual there. It is for the factory. So the factory may have 4 owners, 5 owners, doesn't matter. You are creating one Prashna Kundli for the factory at that moment. That will give you the answer. Okay, so this part you understood, why it is important? Right? Any queries up to this?
Sir, for Vastu correction also, this can be taken.
Yes.
And sir, if it is an individual house also, like multiple peoples will be there and multiple horoscopes are there, sir. So instead of that, we can just go
use
with
Prashna Kundli. Yes, when you enter the house, put a Prashna Kundli.
Okay, okay, sir.
Because if there are 5 people, which
sir,
horoscope will you look at?
True, sir.
It will always become a problem. Now there are theories which people say that the head of the family, his chart is important, or the eldest one staying in the house, that is important, or the person who is earning So today, if there are 4 or 5 people in the family, most of them will be earning,
True, sir.
right? So in order to avoid all that confusion, the best thing is when you enter the place, put a Prashna Kundli and you answer. It will give you the perfect remedy also.
And this remedy will be for all 5 people, na, sir?
All of them. Yes, because the Prashna Kundli is for the house,
Okay, okay, sir.
not for an individual there.
Mhm.
That is why if you enter a factory, it is for the factory, not for the owner or the manager, nothing. It is for the factory. So that way it is a very beautiful tool, so that you don't have to struggle on how I go about it. No need. Put a Prashna Kundli, it will show you the exact problems and do the remedy and you are done with it. If supposing there is a problem in the south, as per Prashna Kundli, you will see that there is a problem physically there in the south zone. That's it. No questions. But what I said is, before you use, this has to be a genuine question. Otherwise, it can give you everything incorrect.